Hello, I am Mantastic and Fantastic, and today I am celebrating 1 million views on my site.
Yay!
Woo! Okay, it's still bright, so I wear sunglasses. I'm going to switch between glasses and sunglasses so I can read what I'm talking about. So, as I mentioned, I hit 1 million views, and this actually occurred on the day of my surgery. And I was lucky enough, or someone was good enough for me, that they actually managed to take a picture of that as close to the 1 million as possible. So that is pretty exciting. And what does 1 million signify? Okay, I didn't even go into the correct article yet. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. Okay, so what does 1 million signify? So, according to Wikipedia, which is the real MVP for all college students, 1 million seconds is actually equivalent to 11.57 days. And for myself, this is the end result of actually 11 months, or a bit under 11 months of Mantastic Pad. So a lot of people may refer to their first million of like financial success or whatnot, but for me, this is pretty fantastic. Like, I may not be able to like put it in a box and frame it somewhere, but I also don't have to run the risk of theft. So pros and cons either way. Hooray! Yay, there we go! My audience is working. So, my progression and growth. So, last year's October, so October of 2015, I basically created this website as a way to help occupy myself and basically help other people by sharing my pad addiction in what is perhaps the most healthy medium possible. Now, when I first started out, it was quite slow. Like, I would be happy if I got, like, say, 100, maybe 200 views. But if you look at the graph, like, I can't see it very well. Maybe you can see it better. I'm getting a little headache almost doing this. The October when I started, like, I can barely even see it. It's like a little blip. Like, the month, I remember, like, the months of October, November, and December put together is just a bit higher than my best day I've ever had. So, like, it's kind of ridiculous, like, how much exponential growth I've had. And the little dip in July is mostly because of Pokemon Go, I believe, because when that came out, I saw a dip in traffic, as well as people, I think, also gung-ho not necessarily releasing much content at that time. However, once people finally started catching them all, they came back to me in resounding numbers, and August actually became my best month yet. And my best month fact because I actually averaged over 6,800 views a day. And that is approximately 283 views per hour, or 4.72 per minute. Now, most of my views actually come from search engines. Before it used to be like me spamming Facebook and whatnot, but now almost all my views come from search engines, and 99% is Google. There's a couple of DuckDuckGo people, some Bing, but relatively speaking is search engines or people that have now bookmarked my site and they just come directly to my site. So this is quite nice because I've got partially to the point where I don't have to advertise myself as often. Yes, I still get views from Facebook or when people share my content on Reddit, but search engines are predominantly the winning factor here. And that's pretty cool, in my opinion. Like, I show up in Google, which is kind of nice. So, I actually have other social media platforms, and believe it or not, I'm actually not much of a social media savvy person. Like, my own personal Facebook account, that's all I have. I never used Twitter or Instagram or any of those other things beforehand, and it's only through this site I started making other platforms, including the Twitter and the YouTube. And I like to think that I have actually ultimately evolved into a small social media butterfly, kind of. But if you haven't already, I would recommend you at least follow or like or subscribe to the various platforms I have because they all do something different and everything is connected. Because I use my Facebook for, like, say, bigger announcements or like posting cool pictures or thoughts and whatnot that I may not necessarily do on my site. In addition, Twitter is for very quick thoughts or pictures, and it also will auto-tweet anytime I upload a video or publish an article. So it's another way to stay up to date and basically just see content that you would not necessarily see on my site. YouTube, obviously, is to know when I make a YouTube video, which makes sense. I also post random stuff on my YouTube channel that I don't post on here, like a lot of like weird fail runs or things that happen on my stream, let's put it that way. And finally, Twitch is to give you a notification when I go live for streaming, which is pretty helpful in my opinion. So, where do I go from here? So, the short answer is I want to continue with this website because it's a lot of fun, I'm helping people, and it's enjoyable. Like, you should be doing something you like to do. Let's put it that way. And I've learned that in the past. Well, I knew that the Puzzle and Dragons community was one of the strongest out there, but this past week when I was facing a lot of health concerns, I only just came to realize that how many people actually care. And these are people who are quote unquote strangers. Like, I don't know them in real life, but the community basically came together and supported me, and that's quite moving. And it's almost inspiring in a way how like a group of strangers came together to support someone, and it made me really happy, and it's really comforting. It did help a lot through this past week as it was very challenging. Like, my vision is still quite blurry 1 week later, and my eye is fully dilated, and it still hurts. So I'm not quite 100% yet, but I managed to type this out very slowly. It took a couple days, like lots of breaks. And to be honest, like almost was moved to tears when I like read all those comments, but crying kind of hurts, so I tried not to, and it's not quite manly either. I know pet helps. So the future of streaming, and I want to kind of address this because like streaming Puzzle and Dragons is helpful. Like, a lot of people do learn best from a video point of view. So I want to obviously continue streaming, but I also want to try and maybe shake it up a little. Not necessarily like a Taylor Swift style, but shake it up nevertheless. And pad is like it's a lot of farming, it's a lot of grinding, so that may not necessarily be the most exciting thing to watch. However, like something like Arena 3 is obviously exciting, but I can't just play that all the time. But what I was thinking was doing something similar of how I was on like the Gung Ho stream last month, where like I have like someone else kind of call in via Skype. We play dungeons together. You have another face to look at, so it like eases like the burden on myself or your eyes, so you get something else that's pretty to look at, hopefully. And it also may showcase different leaders or playing different difficulties than I normally would not, because I tend to play the high-end content, but a lot of people can't clear that, so it's not necessarily as helpful seeing that. And also will give me a chance to play leaders I don't necessarily use because I have to use my 2 accounts to play together, so I have to have corresponding synergistic leaders. In addition, I have been partially contemplating, should I try and stream other games or stream more often? I'm not sure, because I do have somewhat a bit of time in between treatments and recovery from treatments. And the only other game I really play is World of Warcraft Legion. Like, it just came out, it's kind of exciting, and I was thinking maybe I'd stream the raids, which start next week. I don't know if that's going to be successful or not, but I'm playing it anyways. I don't know, like, it's just adding diversification things I can do, I guess. But let me know if you think streaming other things than pad is worthwhile. That would be, like, feedback is important to me. So, oh god. So, in conclusion, thank you for your continued support throughout like these 11 months, as well as this past week. Like, I could not have achieved the success without all of your support and views, because in all honesty, I didn't press F5 and refresh my page a million times. That would take forever.
Hello.
Hello. Pancake put that in there. Oh no. It's embarrassing. Regardless, I charm to disarm. And one way you can help support my site is turning off ad blocker. Now, like, I do try and monetize my site. It doesn't make much money. It's a very tiny amount. However, if everyone turned off ad blocker, maybe it would add a couple of pennies a month. However, because of the volume of traffic I have, that might add up to something more substantial. And this costs you nothing. And the ads on my site are non-intrusive. Like, they just appear gently around my post. They shouldn't appear in the middle of a post as far as I'm aware. So they shouldn't like interfere with your reading experience. So it'd be great. I'd be grateful if you could do that. There's a link somewhere there that will help you give step-by-step instructions. So once again, thank you very much for all your support and helping me achieve this milestone. So thank you for watching. Have a mantastic day and happy puzzling.